before 11, that'd be perfect, or before 9, that'd be perfect. But yeah, let's get into the analysis real quick. Yeah, so just keep in mind you do have news at 8:30 from Orange Folders, and you do also have some 10 a.m. CB consumer confidence. Aside from that, that's about it. I'm just on my Zoom link real quick. Let me just send my Zoom link. If you guys ask me right now though, if I'm looking for anything, if I would have caught anything, no, don't worry. That's why I wasn't really active here. All right, I would have been earlier if I wanted to catch something, right? I was waiting for certain things to occur here. So don't stress. There's nothing I would have caught, nothing I'm in. Don't worry. I was waiting for a top wick to tap into like 23 levels. It never tapped it, so. Send this here. Got there. Yeah, I was just doing some chat, my fault. But we're here. There's still a shit ton of time. Nothing really happened yet. Let's get into the analysis real quick. So if you take a look at gold here, starting off gold on the higher time frame, you're gonna see that obviously the weekly is starting to flip bearish right now as we speak. Now, is that really the top wick? You're probably asking. I mean, it could be. Obviously, again, price can at any given point come up, create a super wick if it wants to. If it were to create a super wick, I would probably expect it to tap into these levels up here, which is like 2046. Again, it doesn't have to. This could literally be the top wick for us to drive down for the rest of the week, for all I know. But all I'm looking at really is I'm looking left there. I'm looking left at past data to see what happened last time you created a top wick, and last time price did tap into these areas here. So I would assume that the same thing would happen here before you drive down now towards the next range, which is going to be 1900, 1880 is your next targets, right? For the weekly, not today, not right now. You know, the weekly though, the weekly time frame, right? As you can see though, the day is coming down here. It created a bottom wick for the previous daily. So it's breaking the lows there. One thing about the daily though is that the daily time frame, any given point could come down, create a bottom wick, and still flip bullish, since I could say that it's still respecting these zones here to the left, right? So any given point, what can happen today is literally this. You can just see something like this happen. Bottom wick printed, and then boom, a bottom wick can tap into, like, you know, 1912, this support right here at 1912, right? 1908. So like, doesn't mean you can't get sells. You can definitely get sells coming down here, but I'm not saying it's gonna come up. I'm just saying any given point this could be a case, so be open to that, right? Don't be so closed-minded. Don't just think, you know, there's only one direction today, it's only sells, or one direction is only buys. You gotta be able to understand both sides in case things you know, does go against you. And by does go against you, I just mean like the markets, right? The markets will move however it wants to move. So don't be so, you know, locked into one bias when you can have different scenarios or different options that could play out as well today, right? Obviously right now, yes, I'm looking for sells here, right? But I do understand that daily could do this at any given point, right? Again, 1912 is a pretty strong support. Could come down, create a bottom wick, and just flip and drive up towards 1940 for the end of the day, for all I know. And it makes sense if you do have consumer confidence too, until 10. But yeah, chat, like the 1 hour is obviously coming down here, the 4 hour count is coming down here. Looking left, it looks like price is making its way down. My own concern is that this is a pretty hefty support here, so I would prefer if we can probably just close below here, below 1920.955. I believe you close below here, you should be able to make a range coming down towards, what's this, 1918. Let's see, my own concern is the 1 hour time frame, or not the 1 hour, sorry, the daily, because it's a pretty strong level here. Like, I would highly stay away from this right now, because I'm looking for the next cleanest range, right? But you don't have, like, the next cleanest range technically would be 1917. And again, you have range to 1912, right? So let's see what's below 1918, 1917 here, because that's what we might end up waiting for instead. Yeah, below 1916 here, you have plenty of range to drive further down here. Below there, you have range coming down towards like 1912 here, right? And that's perfect because 1912 is what again? 1912 is your next daily target if we were to continue down today, right? Because 1912 is a pretty strong level on the daily as well, right? That's where you're tapping into support at. So yeah, anything below 1916 would be sells for me today. Again, 1921, 2020 or 2019 isn't too bad, but my only concern is the daily. There's a pretty decent level there. Maybe below 1919 later. I don't know. We'll see what happens in this range here, but as of right now, I don't have any sells marked up for below 1920 here at all. I just have this as a range here, so whatever happens from 1920 to 1916 is probably going to be irrelevant to me, to be honest. Not really looking for much here. I'm going to look to avoid this entire range here. However, anything below here will be great, and obviously that's what we're taking advantage of. And as for buys here, you know, obviously the daily could flip at any given point. It doesn't necessarily have to tap into 1912. That's just your next target. So if it does flip bullish, the bullish flip will be at 1924, 23. Let's go down to the small time frame to see how that looks, because you're trying to add up the pictures, right? Or add up the time frame. So yeah, 1926 is a pretty strong level here. So let's go back to this real quick. And you can say, okay, cool. If price were to close back above 1926 today, above there, you can take buys, probably going up to fill the range. Yeah, 25, 26, anything above here, you can take buys going back up to fill the ranges, tapping into the 1928 and eventually making its way up towards the 1929. And obviously above 29, you got more buys going up to last chance highs at 1933. But that's really about it, to be honest here, chat. So I'm gonna put these buys above here, or buys above here. Sorry, what am I doing? There we go. All right, so this is what I got going on today. Whatever is in this red box here is irrelevant to me. By irrelevant to me, it just means that I'm not looking for much in this range here, nor do I care about it, because there's no direction. And there's also some strong levels here. So anything in this range, not trading as of right now, until we print more ranges, right? But as of right now, not trading this, not trading that. I will look for sells below here, obviously, and then I'll look for buys above here and buys above here, right? So whatever's in the red here is irrelevant. It can do whatever it wants to do here. This range is 100 pips. It can drive down, come back up, come back down, come back, you know, irrelevant. None of my business. But if you were to break out, then that would be my business, right? Business is business. So I'll be looking for positions then. There is a possibility we could get some sells like below 20 coming down towards 1916, 1920, but you're gonna need a closure below here. So once you get a closure below, you may need a top wick. If you can get a top wick tapping 25, perfect. I'll take it then. If you can tap 25, 24, because this is how it's gonna look, right? It's gonna create a top wick for the first candle. It's also gonna grab liquidity, tapping into these levels to the left here. If we're to do that, I'll take sell stops here to drive down. If not, then so be it. We won't be in positions. All right, but that's what I got going on today. So this thing just closed below here, right? If these are your positions, go ahead, take them.